the Proctor City Council meeting for Monday, March 16th, 2026. Can you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Perform roll call at this time. Councilor Benson.
Present.
Councilor Peterson.
Present.
Councilor Johnson.
Present.
Councilor DeWall.
Present.
Mayor Ward's also in attendance. Please let the minutes reflect all others in attendance, including Administrator Rich, Administrative Assistant Zuko, Attorney Hanka, and Tim Watkins. Looking for a motion to approve the pre-agenda minutes from March 2nd, 2026.
So moved.
Councilor Peterson made the motion. Is there a second? Second by Councilor Johnson. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Looking for a motion to approve the March 2nd, 2026 regular City Council meeting minutes. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Councilor Benson made a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Then by Councilor Peterson. Any further discussion?
With the additional.
Yep, just the correction that was discussed at the pre-agenda meeting as far as others in. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Looking for a motion to approve tonight's agenda. Before making that motion, I'd like to add 6E, the annual police report from 2025. And with that addition, I'll entertain a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
Move.
Councilor DeWall made a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Then by Councilor Benson. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Brings us to comments and suggestions from the citizens present. The City Proctor welcomes everyone to tonight's meeting. The council will now open the public comment suggestion period of the meeting. This is a time set aside for members of the public, whether here in person or watching from home, to address the City Council on matters related to city business. Each speaker will be granted up to 3 minutes, and before you begin, please state your name and city where you reside for the record. If you're here representing an organization or the media, you're welcome to include that as well if you'd like. The council will listen to all comments, though we are not required to respond or take action during this portion of the meeting. Recording and photography are welcome, provided they don't disrupt the meeting or prevent others from being heard. All speakers are expected to maintain decorum and respect. Obscene, profane, threatening, or disruptive language or behavior will not be allowed. Anyone who continues to disrupt the meeting after a warning may be asked to leave or be removed under the presiding officer's authority to preserve order at this meeting as provided by Minnesota State Statute Section 412.191, Subdivision 2, in Chapter 31 of the Proctor City Code. Once the public comment suggestion period concludes, the council will move on with the agenda and no further public input will be taken unless recognized by the mayor. If you'd like to speak, please come forward to the podium or dial 218-628-6268 to participate remotely. We'll pause briefly to give everyone a chance to join. And while we wait, Tim, if you'd like, you can come to the podium first.
Good evening, Mayor Ward, Council, in Minnesota, your contracting foundation, a nonprofit labor management committee, representing the 70,000 building trade, as well as more than 2,000 city contractors. I'm here this evening to discuss the discussion and potential adoption of a policy for a project labor agreement for the city of Proctor. Project labor agreements have a long history in both the public and private sector. They are policies that are intended to promote predictability, coordination, and efficiency on construction projects. These policies can be structured to meet the specific needs of the community where they are being passed. Other examples of communities in the area that have them are like the city of Duluth, the city of Cloquet, as well as a variety of communities on the Iron Range. So they do have a long established history here in northern Minnesota. Other elements of these projects, these agreements that can be implemented to ensure that consistency and coordination on job sites would be things like requiring participation in a registered apprenticeship program approved by either the State Department of Labor and Industry or the U.S. Department of Labor, as well as including provisions like standardized safety protocols, coordination of wages and benefits, sourcing of labor for those projects, as well as providing dispute resolution mechanisms, typically through binding arbitration, should issues emerge on a job site that is covered by a PLA. These agreements have been used on all sorts of projects of varying degrees of complexity across the United States. Some examples in Minnesota include like US Bank Stadium. And again, these policies are meant to ensure that on complex job sites where you have lots of work happening at the same time, that those workforces are coordinated, that the work is harmonized, that people are not getting in their way or misaligning their schedules or things like that. So again, it really is it is a tool that municipalities can use to ensure the consistent, coordinated provision of public infrastructure, on projects that receive taxpayer dollars. So that's really a potentially, it could be a very good idea for this body to adopt, to at least consider whether something like that might be appropriate to ensure that sort of, again, predictability and consistency on future public sector projects. Don't want to use up too much of my time, so I'm happy to address any questions that anyone on the council has as well.
Does council have any questions for Tim? Councilor Benson?
Does an agreement such as this usually take place prior to a project, or could we just do it in advance in anticipation of possible projects?
Yep, so that's the nice thing with these, is that they're very flexible, so you can kind of choose your option. You can do them on a case-by-case basis as projects come up. You usually do it before work gets started, but that is something you can do. Or you can pass a policy that would apply to all projects over a certain dollar value. Again, that can vary quite a bit. Some can be as low as like $50,000. Some can be higher, like 150 or 175. I know that that's the standard cutoff in the municipal code for like requiring competitive bidding, which is why some municipalities will select that particular threshold. But again, it can be based very much on what the community's particular needs are and kind of the usual mix of projects and things like that that the city funds. Because again, they varies quite a bit, the types of infrastructure that's being done. So you have your choice, project by project, or having a blanket policy that just sets that threshold at which point the PLA would kick in.
Is there a cost to participate in an agreement?
Nope, it's any contractor, union or non-union alike, can bid on PLA covered projects as long as they agree to be bound by the terms of that project labor agreement. Like examples of that, other things like that could be included as part of that agreement would be like local hire agreements or preferences and things like that. So again, any contractor that's willing to be bound by those terms and provisions can bid on those projects.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Tim? Hearing none. Thank you for your time.
Thank you all very much for your time.
Thank you.
And we heard no phones ringing, so that will be the end of the comment suggestion period. We'll move on. Looking for a motion to approve tonight's consent agenda.
So move.
Councilor Johnson made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Sent by Councilor DeWall. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. Brings us to 6A under new business, Resolution 09-26, resolution supporting the Minnesota Local News Talent Pipeline Program. Councilor Benson.
Thank you very much. This is the proposed legislation that's going to be in front of the Senate on Wednesday. This is rather unique for Proctor. Usually there is just letters of support. I'm asking the council to give this resolution some consideration to help out a unique, long-standing community industry, and hopefully we will get a affirmative vote. But I stand for any questions. I think the whereases are evident and tells the story.
Yeah, no, and I'll reiterate what I said during the pre-agenda meeting, but if any business or entities in our community have something that's being presented down at the Capitol that's gonna benefit them in the way they do business, I would hope the council would be supportive of it, whether Councilor Benson is a counselor or a business owner in the community. He's bringing this forward, and I think it's a good thing to support. That's all I have. Any other discussion? Oh, with that, I guess I'll make a motion to support Resolution 09-26 as well, if there's a second.
Second.
Sent by Councilor Peterson. Now we can have discussion, I'm sorry. Any other discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. Brings us to 6B, Ordinance 01-26, Mediacom Cable TV Franchise Amendment. This is a second reading. We have one actionable item. We got two choices. We can either approve the 1-year agreement or the 10-year agreement renewal, or we can deny both of them, I guess. So we got three options here, but I know we had some good conversation at our last council meeting regarding the differences between the 1-year and the 10-year. Councilor Benson did provide some nice pros and cons with what the city of Hermantown has with their franchise agreement. So I don't know if you wanted to hit on that at all, Councilor, but we're just entertaining a motion on which way council wants to go here. Do we want to approve the 1-year, 10-year, or deny both?
Mr. Mayor?
Councilor Benson.
This comparison is here just to give the city council an opportunity to look and see the differences between two communities that are on the same system. Proctor had their agreement with Mediacom, whatever it was back then, North American Cable Franchise, 3 years prior than before Hermantown. The contracts have come before us a number of years, and again, this is just an opportunity to see the difference, and I would recommend a 10-year.
I'll echo that sentiment. Is that a motion, Councilor Benson?
Yes.
Councilor Benson made a motion to go with the 10-year contract renewal with Mediacom Cable TV. Is there a second?
Second.
Sent by Councilor Johnson. Any further discussion?
Mayor, the only further discussion I have in the construction and service extensions says build-out obligation, 10 homes per 1,320 feet, quarter mile. What if we don't have 10 homes? Is that a year? Are we having that many people hook up to this, or is it just if there's a sorry, Administrator, if there's a new development or something, then they say that we have to do at least 10?
Yeah, or if you're requesting service, they need 10 services to get to you. They won't run the cable all the way just for
Okay,
one
okay.
service.
I just wanted for clarification.
Good question. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. Brings us to 6C, PETA appointments. Again, in your packet is a memo from the administration from the Proctor Economic Development Authority asking that council go with the recommendations that PETA has brought forward to reappoint Eric Bingaman to the Proctor EDA for a 3-year term beginning January 1, 26 and ending December 31st, 28, and appointing Jennifer Cady to fill the vacancy created by the resignation of Jim Schwartzbauer effective March 10th, 2026 for the remainder of the term associated with that seat, which expires December 31st of 2026. Is there a motion to reappoint Eric Bingaman and appoint Jennifer Cady to those positions?
I'll make that motion.
Councilor Johnson made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Sent by Councilor DeWall. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Councilor Peterson will be abstaining from this vote, so we'll do a roll call right off the bat. Councilor Johnson.
Yes.
Councilor Peterson.
Abstain?
Councilor Benson.
Yes.
Councilor DeWall.
Yes.
Mayor Ward is also a yes, so we have reappointed Mr. Bingaman and appointed Ms. Cady. And then we'll entertain a motion to accept the resignation letter from PETA member Jim Schwartzbauer.
So moved.
Councilor DeWall made that motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Sent by Councilor Benson. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. Brings us to 6D, park lighting. Again, in your packet is a memo from Minnesota Power, giving us a quote and drawings detailing the proposed lighting design and associated costs for putting lights down at the playground for everybody. This is going to be a nice addition to that park, and it should help our PD out with security reasons too. Looking for a motion to approve the quote from Minnesota Power.
So moved. Second.
Counselor Benson made the motion. Is there a second? Seconded by Counselor Johnson. Any further discussion? I got one question, I guess. On that map, on the light number 2, right in the middle, I don't know what these lights look like, but that's gonna light up the playground and the parking lot, it looks like. I mean, Minnesota Power would know what they're doing, but that just seemed like, that's gotta be one heck of a light, I would
They
imagine.
are very bright lights. In fact, Minnesota Power had first suggested one of these floodlights on location number 1, but we asked them to change it to a street light because, as you know, those floodlights, if they go in the direction of the eyes of a driver, it's very hard to, they're sometimes blinding. And so we asked for a regular street light at location number 1, but she described these as lights that would seem like the sun is shining in the middle of the night.
Oh, wow, okay. That would do it then. Any other
As
discussion?
we're talking discussion, are they gonna be on all night?
We haven't talked about that yet. There's pros and cons to that, so
Yeah,
we'll talk with the
I might be
PD
a
about
little
it.
concerned of kids down there at 2 o'clock in the morning, you know. But
It depends on how you look at it, Counselor, because part of security is lighting at night. So you want it lit so our officers who are doing drive-by can kind
Oh,
of see what's
yeah.
going on. Is I think part of the purpose, not only from a safety for if it happens to be dark out and young youth are using it, but also from a security standpoint, it's generally acknowledged that if it's lit, less riffraff generally enters.
yeah, gotcha.
My question, it talks about without costing any maintenance or out of the operations, I'm assuming the maintenance is gonna be handled just as every other light pole in this town, which is,
They are, well, no, not every other light pole. Some of the lights in parks are handled in the Parks and Recreation budget. So when I refer to not affecting maintenance and budget operations, I'm referring to this year, especially budget. Using the sales tax will not affect the Parks and Recreation budget. Floodlights are typically less expensive to replace than streetlights as well.
Any other discussion? Counselor?
no, I'm just curious if, is this gonna be like our decorative street lighting where if one gets hit, we're replacing it, or is it gonna be like telephone pole lighting where our Public Utility Commission pays for it? Second street lighting, what did we do there?
Oh, well, I look at that as street lighting and this is park lighting. So it would
Okay,
be out of the
that's how
parks
you're
budget, yeah.
defining that. All right.
But I would assume it's just a telephone pole, no, with the light on top of it? We're not doing anything fancy.
Nope.
Yeah, not for 18,000, I would think.
Well then, Mayor, if something like that were to happen, Counselor DeWall, can we go back to to our fund to fix it? You know, to our fund that's paying for it?
I'm just trying to head it at the past.
Yeah,
Because we went down this rabbit hole before with decorative lighting, and then everyone wants to push it through, and then who owns it? Just like we dealt with, that we're gonna reconfigure here and straighten out with the whole lighting concept along Highway 2. I just don't wanna have that. I wanna have defined, and Administrator Rich answered it, what I was hoping she'd
So
answer.
park lighting is our responsibility, city's responsibility, not PUC's responsibility.
That's the way I'm terming it, yeah.
Okay, no, I
And
just
if
wanted
they
to make
want to
sure.
work with us on something, then that's, just like they did with this bid, obviously we're gonna get a better deal, that's fine. But just so it has accountable, it's not like, I can't remember exactly how it worked, Counselor Benson, you probably know, but it was our chamber kind of pushed through the decorative lighting, got it
Yes.
all done, and then just kind of fell at the city's lap, and then it was a mess.
We turned it over to the city.
Sure.
On the other hand, Ms. Mayor, if I might, we could always look again at that charitable gambling, because it is public safety and with kids, and I think that's one of the allowable uses for public safety-related services.
And I think Administrator Rich will go through that every time there's something in need, but it's gonna be a park. It's in our park. Parks is gonna be responsible for it. I think that's a good decision moving forward.
Yes.
Mayor, to go back to Counselor Johnson's point, with it being on all night, the one thing I think about is that being on all night there wouldn't bother anybody's, like it's not around houses, so I
Right.
think that'd be better than it being like in the middle of town where it's on all night. Not that, right?
I don't like speaking for the PD, but I know I have heard them talking about how kids are down there right now till 2 in the morning. But it's so dark that they have a tough time even seeing them, where this would help them. They could drive by, see if anyone's there. We have the curfew ordinance too.
Yeah, wait, they
so-
don't go off the siren? I go to bed when the siren goes off.
I'm sleeping.
Yeah, it wakes me up. But, you know, this is a conversation similar to the discussion we had about lighting along the proposed trail in Kingsbury.
All right, any other discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose. Motion passes. Brings us to 6E, Annual Police Report 2025. Before the meeting, we had our yearly joint City Council / Police Civil Service Commission meeting. Chief Gaddis was there to give us an update on the annual report, along with Sergeant Riebel and many of the officers. So, any questions regarding the annual police report? If not, I'll entertain a motion to accept it.
So moved.
Counselor Peterson made a motion to accept the 2025 police annual report. Is there a second?
Second?
Second by Counselor Benson. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. Brings us to members' concerns. Counselor Peterson.
I just want to say that this last Thursday, our mayor did a great job for this State of the City address, by far the best speech and the best dress, so. And then I just wanted to throw out the thank you to the to the PD for all the work they do, and it shows in their report. That's all I have, Mayor.
Yeah, thank you, Counselor Peterson. The laugh at the end of that kind of said everything we needed to know, but appreciate it. Counselor DeWall.
Nothing.
Thank you. Counselor Johnson.
I just wanted to say congratulations to Ted and his group back there for going down to nationals and getting some awards down there. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, nice work, Ted, and your crew. Thank you. Counselor Benson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I wanted to echo what Councilor Johnson said about the Rails TV crew. Nice job, always great to get that national recognition. As we look at some of the things that are happening nearby, the train crossing illumination in Adolph, wondering how that would affect the Proctor yards, whether a lot of those trains would be detoured over to other spots. And so I'd like to at least keep an eye on any sort of potential ramifications that could occur. Also with the enlightenment of Google being the data center and the amount of money Hermantown schools and the city will be receiving, certainly we can't get the property taxes, but if they're looking on, donating some monies to the city of Hermantown and to the school district, certainly as a neighboring school district, I think we could certainly try to make an effort to have them extend their pocketbooks to us as well. And I certainly want to congratulate the mayor on his efforts with the state of the city, very nice. And
Thank you. Thank you. All right, I just got a couple. Happy St. Patty's Day, Happy Easter to those who celebrate those holidays, and just want to give a plug out to our employees. Awesome job by our fire department, police department, street department. They've been extremely busy with the storm and the weather we've had, a lot of accidents on I-35. So thank you to them and all the employees. They've been extremely busy with the last two storms. So on top of all the other business that they're trying to keep under wraps, they're also dealing with weather-related issues. So thank you to everybody involved there and this council as well. So police chief is gone. Administrator Rich.
I have nothing, Mayor.
Thank you. Attorney Henke.
Thank you.
Thank you. With that being said, we'll entertain a motion to pay the bills in the amount of $140,539.02.
So moved.
Councilor Peterson made the motion, seconded by Councilor Johnson. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Looking for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Councilor DeWall made a motion to adjourn. Is there a second? I'll second that. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you.